Before we start, make sure to like this video, comment your theories, and subscribe right now because what happened at Jimin's Mexico concert day 1 was absolutely insane. Fire! Welcome back to Jikook Lover, and tonight, we're talking about a concert that looked normal at first, but slowly turned into one of the wildest and most emotional nights fans have ever witnessed. Why did thousands of fans suddenly lose control over one tiny moment on stage? What was really behind Jimin's mysterious expressions during the concert? And why are so many armies saying the energy that night felt completely different from anything before? Flush face. Trust me, the details people noticed afterward are now creating massive theories all over the internet. No one expected the night to explode the way it did. Hours before the concert even started, the atmosphere outside the venue in Mexico already felt unreal. Thousands of fans filled the streets, holding banners, light sticks, and phones ready to capture every second. The excitement was overwhelming, but according to many people who were there, something about the energy felt different from the very beginning. It felt bigger, louder, more emotional, almost like everyone was waiting for something unexpected to happen. As the crowd kept growing, videos from outside the stadium started spreading online at insane speed. Fans were screaming even before entering the venue. Some were crying before the show had even begun. Others claimed they could feel goosebumps the moment the giant screens lit up for the first time. And then the lights suddenly went out. The stadium became dark. One spotlight appeared. A silhouette slowly walked toward the center of the stage. And the entire arena completely lost control. The screams were so loud that many fan recordings became distorted from the sound alone. Some people later admitted they had never heard a crowd react that intensely before. But surprisingly, fans weren't just reacting to the performance itself. They were reacting to Jimin's presence. Because the moment Jimin stepped onto the stage, many fans immediately noticed something unusual. His energy felt different. His expressions looked deeper. Even the way he looked into the crowd made people emotional almost instantly. Social media exploded within minutes. Why did Jimin seem so intense tonight? Why were fans already crying during the opening performance? And why were people online suddenly calling Mexico Day 1 one of the craziest concerts of his entire career? The questions started immediately, but things only became more mysterious as the concert continued. From the very first song, Jimin performed with explosive energy. His dance movements looked sharper and more aggressive than usual. His stage presence felt overwhelming. Every move triggered louder screams from the audience, and the atmosphere inside the stadium kept getting more chaotic with every performance. But then fans began noticing small moments that made the internet spiral into theories. One viral clip showed Jimin finishing an intense dance break before suddenly pausing for half a second and staring into the crowd with an expression many people described as emotional. That tiny moment instantly spread everywhere online. Some armies believed he was simply overwhelmed by the crowd's love. Others thought there was something much deeper happening behind the scenes. And then came the moment that truly sent the fandom into chaos. At first, almost nobody noticed it during the live performance. But after fans uploaded slow-motion videos, people began questioning everything. During one section of the concert, Jimin suddenly looked toward the side of the stage and smiled in a way fans called suspiciously personal. It only lasted a few seconds, but it was enough to make social media explode with speculation. Who was he looking at? Why did his expression suddenly change? And why did several staff members backstage appear to react immediately afterward? No official explanation was ever given, but the theories only became wilder. Some fans believed something unexpected happened behind the curtain. Others were convinced Jimin was secretly reacting to someone special watching the concert. And of course, old BTS-related theories quickly resurfaced online again. Still, despite all the speculation, one thing became undeniable. Mexico Concert Day 1 had officially turned into a global viral moment. Clips from the show dominated timelines everywhere. Fans from different countries stayed awake all night just to watch blurry live streams and fan cams. Even people who weren't attending the concert said they could somehow feel the insane atmosphere through their screens. But perhaps the most emotional moment happened when Jimin stopped to speak directly to the crowd. Just seconds earlier, the stadium had been exploding with screams. Then suddenly, everything became quiet. Jimin stood in the center of the stage, breathing heavily after the performance, before softly talking to the fans. And somehow, the mood changed instantly. The concert no longer felt like just a massive event. It suddenly felt personal, intimate, emotional. Fans inside the venue began crying almost immediately. Some people later admitted they didn't even fully understand why they became emotional. They simply felt overwhelmed by the way Jimin looked at the crowd while speaking. That was the moment many fans started believing this concert carried a deeper meaning. His voice sounded emotional, his expressions looked different, and several moments throughout the night felt almost too symbolic to be accidental. As expected, the internet exploded again. Some fans believed Jimin was hinting at something important coming soon. Others thought the emotional atmosphere suggested hidden pressure behind the scenes. And many people began connecting tiny concert details with older rumors that had recently started resurfacing online. Things became even crazier when fans noticed subtle online interactions involving other BTS members after the concert. One post, one emoji, one tiny interaction. That was enough to send the fandom into complete detective mode once again. Suddenly, everyone started analyzing everything. Every smile, every gesture, every backstage moment. And the more fans searched for answers, the bigger the mystery became. Meanwhile, international media outlets started reporting on the unbelievable reaction from the Mexico crowd, calling it one of the loudest and most emotional concert audiences in recent memory. But even those reports kept focusing on one central question. What was happening with Jimin that night? Because the more videos surfaced online, the stranger some moments seemed. Why did he look like he was holding back emotions several times during the concert? Why did he keep smiling after certain songs ended? And why did fans leave the venue feeling like they had witnessed something far bigger than a normal performance? Even after the concert officially ended, the chaos didn't stop. Thousands of fans remained outside the stadium for hours, continuing to sing and scream Jimin's name into the night. Videos showed fans hugging each other, crying uncontrollably, and replaying concert clips over and over as if trying to understand what had just happened. But then came the moment that truly pushed the internet over the edge. A short backstage clip suddenly appeared online. The video lasted only a few seconds, yet it immediately became one of the most discussed moments of the entire night. The mystery surrounding that backstage moment only made the entire night feel even more unreal. Within minutes, fans across social media began replaying the clip frame by frame, trying to figure out exactly what Jimin was reacting to before disappearing behind the curtain. Some believe it was nothing more than exhaustion mixed with adrenaline after such an explosive performance. But others insisted there was something different in his expression, something emotional, almost secretive. And once those theories started spreading, the internet completely lost control. Hashtags connected to the Mexico concert quickly climbed worldwide trends. Fan accounts started comparing Jimin's behavior during this show with older performances from previous years. Side-by-side videos appeared everywhere online, with captions asking the same dramatic question. Why does Jimin seem so different lately? The theories became even more intense after several audience-recorded clips revealed moments that cameras on the official screens barely captured. In one particular video, Jimin appeared to pause while listening to the crowd chant his name repeatedly. Instead of immediately continuing the performance, he stood silently for a few seconds, staring into the audience with an unreadable expression. That silence lasted only a moment, but for fans, it felt enormous, because the reaction afterward was unlike anything people expected. Jimin smiled, not the bright performance smile fans were used to seeing. This smile looked softer, more emotional, almost like he was trying to process something internally before returning to the performance again. And naturally, fans began asking even more questions. Was he overwhelmed by the crowd's energy? Did something happen backstage before the show started? Or was there a hidden reason this concert seemed so emotionally charged from beginning to end? As speculation exploded online, people who attended the concert started sharing personal stories that only added fuel to the mystery. One fan claimed the atmosphere inside the stadium felt electrically emotional the moment Jimin appeared. Another described the concert as beautiful but strangely heartbreaking at the same time. That description immediately caught attention online. Heartbreaking. Why would a high-energy concert leave people feeling emotional in such a deep way? No one had a clear answer, but more and more fans began saying the same thing. There was something unusual about the emotional intensity of Mexico Day 1. Even the way Jimin interacted with the audience felt different. During several moments between songs, he seemed more focused on making eye contact with fans than following the usual concert rhythm. Cameras repeatedly captured him scanning the crowd slowly, almost as if he was trying to remember every face in front of him. That alone created another wave of theories. Some believed he was simply grateful. Others were convinced he was silently saying something much bigger without using words. And then came another moment fans absolutely could not stop talking about. During one performance, Jimin unexpectedly changed part of his choreography very slightly. It was such a small difference that casual viewers might never notice it, but longtime fans immediately pointed it out online within minutes. Why change the movement now? Was it accidental or intentional? Theories flooded every platform almost instantly. Some fans believed it was a hidden reference. Others thought it symbolized a message connected to future BTS activities. And of course, a few theories became even more dramatic, claiming the concert itself might secretly contain clues about upcoming projects nobody knows about yet. At this point, the Mexico concert had evolved far beyond music. It became a mystery fans were emotionally obsessed with solving. Meanwhile, clips of fans crying during the concert continued spreading online everywhere. Some videos showed audience members completely overwhelmed during emotional segments of the show. Others captured entire sections of a stadium screaming lyrics together so loudly that even Jimin appeared shocked several times. One clip in particular gained massive attention. As the crowd sang along during a slower moment, Jimin suddenly lowered his microphone and simply listened. The audience continued singing every word back to him, filling the entire stadium with an almost deafening chorus. For several seconds, he said nothing. He just stood there looking at the crowd. Then cameras captured him blinking rapidly before smiling again. That tiny reaction immediately triggered emotional responses online. Fans started debating whether Jimin was trying to hold back tears. Some insisted his eyes looked emotional under the stage lights. Others claimed the overwhelming support from fans clearly affected him deeply. And while nobody truly knew what he was feeling in that moment, one thing became obvious. The connection between Jimin and the audience that night felt unusually intense. Even security staff reportedly struggled controlling certain crowd areas because fans became too emotional during parts of the concert. Videos from inside the venue showed people hugging strangers, crying together, and screaming uncontrollably after certain songs ended. It no longer felt like a normal concert experience. It felt like people were witnessing a moment they believed would become legendary later. As the night continued, the mystery surrounding Jimin's expressions only grew stronger. Fans began creating detailed online threads analyzing every interaction from the show. Some focused on the way he smiled during certain songs. Others analyzed the timing of his pauses between performances. And somehow, every tiny detail seemed to create even more questions instead of answers. Why did he seem so reflective during the emotional parts of the concert? Why did his energy shift so dramatically between explosive performances and quieter moments? And perhaps the biggest question of all, why did so many fans leave the concert feeling like Jimin was trying to communicate something deeper they still couldn't fully understand? The speculation became so intense that even non-fans started noticing the chaos online. Viral clips from the concert reached millions of views in only hours. Reaction channels began discussing the emotional atmosphere. News accounts reposted clips of screaming fans and emotional audience reactions. Suddenly, Mexico Day 1 wasn't just trending inside the fandom anymore. It was becoming global entertainment news. And yet, despite all the attention, the mystery only deepened after the concert officially ended. Because several fans claimed they noticed something unusual during Jimin's final goodbye to the audience. As the stage lights slowly dimmed, Jimin turned back toward the crowd one last time. Instead of quickly leaving, he paused near the edge of the stage longer than expected. Some fans believe he looked emotional again. Others say he appeared reluctant to leave. But what truly shocked people was the expression on his face during those final seconds. It didn't look like the expression of someone simply ending a concert. To many fans, it looked like someone silently holding on to a moment that meant far more than anyone realized.